Welcome to the lesson 8. I want to share something with you that may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's absolutely essential for your healing. The techniques and strategies that I'm sharing with you over this 26 days will only work if they come from a place of genuine care for yourself. So I want to paint a picture for you so you may feel a bit more familiar with what I mean. So imagine your precious child comes home from school with tears in the eyes. Some other kid has been picking on them, calling them names, making them feel small and worthless. What happens inside you? Instantly, you're in a full protective mode. You wrap them in your arms, you validate their feeling, you may even be angry at the bully. You don't hesitate to comfort them, advocate for them, or stand up for them. You do all of these not because someone told you, not because you read it in a parenting book, but because you love them fiercely. Their well being matters to you more than anything. So now I want you to consider this. What if you treated yourself with even a fraction of that fierce protective love? Most of the incredible women I work with would move mountains for their children, their partners, their friends, even their pets. But when it comes to themselves, they're harsh, critical, dismissive of their own needs. And what comes, the truth that I see is the way that we treat ourselves is either fueling our pain or it's helping us to heal it. So as we move forward with the videos, with the daily lessons, you're going to learn specific techniques to help your brain feel safe. And here's what I've discovered working with women. These techniques will not only create lasting change if they come from a place of genuine self-care, not self-improvement pressure. So if you practice these techniques, thinking, I have to do this to get rid of my pain, I should be able to make this work. If I do this perfectly, I'll finally be fixed, or even thinking, by practicing, I'm gonna get rid of the pain, you're actually adding more pressure and danger signals to your system. But if you practice them thinking, I deserve to feel safe and comfortable in my body, I'm worth taking care of, I care about how I'm treating myself, you're creating this foundation for real healing. And if you're listening to me and thinking, but I don't know how to care for myself like that, you're not alone. Many of us, especially those of us who are natural caregivers, learn early that our value came from taking care of the others. And maybe you grew up in a family where, your needs came in last or never seemed to matter. You learned that you've learned to be a good girl who didn't cause any problems. You've learned love, and that felt very conditional on you, based on your performance and behavior. You became the caretakers for other emotions. Or perhaps as an adult, you've been so focused on being the perfect mom, managing everybody else's needs, keeping the peace in the relationship, or even proving your worth through what you do, that you have forgotten how to extend the same compassion to yourself. So I want you to know that learning to care is actually in practice. I want you to understand that self-love isn't something you either have or don't have. It's a skill you develop just like any other. Think about it this way. You learn how to be a fierce advocate for your children. You learn how to comfort them when they're hurt. You learn how to see the world even where they're struggling. And you can do the same for yourself. So right now, when the pain flares or you're struggling, your inner dialogue might sound like, stop being such a baby. Other people have it worse. You're so weak. Just push through it. You're being dramatic. And I wanted to offer to you, what if instead you spoke to yourself the way you speak to your best friend who was suffering, or you spoke the way to to your child when they were heard. This is really bad, and you're doing your best. It makes sense that you're struggling right now. You deserve comfort and support. Let's figure it out what you need right now. I believe in your strength, even when you don't feel strong. So, the practice for this lesson is start noticing your inner dialogue. How do you talk to yourself when you're in pain? What tone do you use when you make mistakes or struggle? Do you extend yourself the same compassion you'd give a loved one, the same compassion you'd give to your friend or to your child? And if you're up to it, I'd love for you to try some gentle self-love practices. So this could be look like creating a self-care ritual. Even 10 minutes of intentional self-care will make a difference. So maybe that's just moisturizing your hands while thanking them for all they do, or taking mindful shower where you appreciate your body. This doesn't have to be even 10 minutes. Few minutes will make a huge difference. Making a what's working for me list when you're feeling low. Write down what's actually going well in your life, however small. Treat your body as a loving vessel. Be intentional about nourishing yourself, not just, trying to fix your body or trying to fix something, but, loving your body in a way that deserves to feel good. Clear out what doesn't serve you. So whether that's the clothes that make you feel bad about yourself or negative self patterns, stop comparison game. I know that's the one I'm still sometimes going back and forth on personally in my life. Notice when you're comparing your pain journey to others and gently redirect to gratitude for your own progress. And we're going to talk about this down in another lesson as well. Do something you're actually good at. Engage in an activity that reminds you of your capabilities and brings you joy. And find a peaceful place is another one. Identify somewhere, even if it's just a corner of your bedroom, when you can just be without pressure. Big one, I want to mention practice letting go. So work on releasing old stories about yourself that no longer serve your healing. Building support community. And this is what we're doing through these lessons. Feel free to comment below if you need any support. We are here for you. We are here to surround ourselves with people who see your world beyond your pain. We're here to support each other. Connect with something bigger than yourself, whether, that's spirituality, nature, or simply the love you have for your family. And remember your why. Before you practice any techniques or any of the lessons, or if you want to go back to any of the lessons, pause and connect with your motivation. Are you doing this because you think you should or you have to, or because you really care about your well-being? So, a couple of key takeaways that I want to mention is your motivation for healing matters. So, we want to approach all of the lessons from the um, self-care approach versus pressure. We, as I've mentioned, self-love is a learnable skills. This is why we're here. How you treat yourself affects your nervous system. So self-criticism activates danger signals. You deserve the same compassion you give to others. Your needs and comfort matter too. A small shifts in self-talk can create big changes. So start how you speak with yourself. Don't expect big changes right away. Actually go for more consistent, building that awareness, noticing that self-talk, and leaning into that shift. So I want you to remember you're not a problem to be solved. Um, you're not broken. You don't need fixing. You're a whole, complete, valuable human being who deserves to feel safe, comfortable, and at peace in your own body. The techniques that follow are really not about forcing yourself to get better. They're about creating the conditions for your nervous system to remember what safety feels like. And that starts with treating yourself like someone you love. And I want you to remember, if self-compassion feels foreign or uncomfortable, that's completely normal. Start small. Even noticing when you're being harsh with yourself is a form of self-care. You're learning a totally new language, the language of loving yourself. So I encourage you to be patient, take small steps, expect showing up, expect making those small steps. We're not looking for gradual leaps. That's really where change starts. It starts with that 1% change daily versus climbing the whole mountains. So I see you in the next lesson.